Hello, my name is Dana Lynn, and it is a delight to be here tonight for our launch, our kickoff of a fall health reset, really a whole life reset. And so I will share a little bit about my story, how I got here, and then I'm going to share a little bit about the program quickly, and then I'd love to hear just some very quick 60 to 90-second stories of anyone here who has already done the 90-day. And then we'll have a period of time where you can ask questions, and I will share a little bit more based on the questions that are coming to us. And also, I would like to share, because this is a launch, I'd like to share 5 tips on how to really keep on track and stay successful with this 90-day experience. Welcome, Suzanne. So glad you're here.
Hi.
Mhm. So, um, I was always very, very active as a child. I loved sports, I loved being in my body, and I got a degree in exercise physiology, a very clinical track, and I worked in hospitals with that degree for nearly 25 years, thinking that I had the answer to help people get healthy. Like, just eat better, exercise. I really wanted that communication to be in the healthcare world. And after about 25 years, I was pretty disenfranchised with what we were doing to help people be healthy. By the time I saw people, they had been very unhealthy for many years, and it was hard to really help them make big changes in their life. And so I left the hospital world and opened my own coaching business. And leaving the hospital, I really didn't realize how depleted I was. I was a very busy mom. I worked, 40 to 50 to sometimes 60 hours a week. And I was pretty depleted. And I was starting to see signs of that in my own health. I wasn't able to hike and run and bike in ways that I used to. But I opened my coaching business and really wanted to help women at this foundational level with their health. So what I realized as I started to work with women is how their depletion was really reflecting my own. And what I realized was women were so undernourished, so busy taking care of other people that, at the time, my coaching business did focus on women. And so I put out this little prayer, like, what can I recommend to help women really nourish themselves and be so much healthier? And but I just kept going along, and I was in a coaching program at the time, and someone in the coaching program, another woman in the coaching program, said, "Have you ever heard of this company?" And she named Purium. And I was like, no, I eat whole foods, I exercise, I've been doing this health thing for years. I'm not sure that's for me. And, a couple weeks would go by, she'd mention it again, and finally I did some investigation and I decided to try it myself. And that was actually 4 years ago in November 19th. It will be 4 years that I discovered these products and they entered into my life. And so I jumped right in. I started the business right away, even though I wasn't sure how the products were going to feel in my body. And I was blown away on how I actually felt. My joints clearly started to feel better. I had less inflammation. I was able to hike differently, bike differently, exercise differently, sleep differently. At 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I didn't get that like hangry kind of don't get near me energy. at the end of the day and started to feel so much more balanced. So this I want to share a bit about this system and why I decided to then begin to pay it forward and share it so earnestly. First of all, this is not a diet. It is not a diet by any means. It's really a reset. It really is a way to nourish, to balance, and repair your system so that you can have a different relationship with your body, a different relationship with food. So that's really the ultimate goal. Is it's not a diet. It is a reset. And so whoever invited you here, whoever is supporting you in this process really cares about your success on a foundational, much deeper level than just doing this program for 90 days and then letting it go. It's really a transformation in the full and deepest sense of the word. So what it entails essentially is two meal replacements, and then you eat a normal meal with your family. That can be either lunch or dinner. And then at dinner, at just before bed, you have a little cocktail. And I'm going to go into a bit deeper each one of these products, but they are 5 products that are really designed to alkalinize your system, to oxygenate your cells, and restore you at the cellular level. So this creates a very healthy inflammatory response versus an unhealthy inflammatory response. It is designed to help balance your hormones, to help you sleep better, to give you better energy, and as I said, to really nourish you, to detoxify and repair you at the cellular level. So it's very simple too. That's a very key part of this is that it's so easy to follow. I've done intense cleanses, and having done yoga for 25 years, I did some pretty serious cleanses that I wouldn't really wish on anyone. But this is so easy to follow. It's very simple. It's very convenient. You can do it as a busy person. You can do it a as a as a family. It's very easy to incorporate. So the first, very quickly, I want to just go through the products, and then I would love, as I said, to hear just some stories about what this has done for your life. And so I'm going to start with the nourishing greens. So this is 6 microgreen salads. It is very helpful in helping the body to create a hormone called adiponectin. And what adiponectin does is it helps your body to prefer to burn fat versus, it chooses to burn fat more quickly. So we're flooding your system with this deep, nourishing greens. It also has bitters in it to help reduce cravings. So naturally, by addition, the goal is to help you subtract and let go of anything that is going to create inflammation and create acidity in your system. So the goal is to go from an acidic state in the blood and in the lymphatic system to a more alkaline state. So that's how it starts. That's the 2 meal replacements will be in the shake form. The whole program comes with this very convenient, free, chargeable blender. Comes with it. So it makes it super easy to mix a shake wherever you are. So it comes with a tracker. And so I encourage you to use the tracker to help you be consistent, to take pictures, to track your journey. And then The second product I wanted to bring out is a gut support. So this is called Biomedic. It is designed to heal your gut, reduce inflammation. It's been shown to reduce the C-reactive protein, which is a marker of inflammation. And so it's balancing and repairing your gut as along with your gut being able to absorb these deep nutrient greens. Now, one of the special parts about this entire program is that it's grown in regenerative soil. So that's really part of the difference here is that whatever we eat, whatever it ate in its soil, we're eating. And so if we're not eating deep nutrients from, organic, alive, vibrant food, then our body isn't really getting what it's needing. So in some cases it craves different things to help it get what it needs. So this regenerative soil is a very key piece. I don't know of any other products on the market that focus on that the way this company does. It supports farmers who are really dedicated to our farming system and in proceeding in a way that's good for the environment and good for the food system, good for us. So the next product are these super aminos. These are the only thing that come in plastic. Everything else comes in compostable packaging that actually enhances your soil, and it's not from GMO corn. So these powerhouses were created by a doctor whose patients were comatose and needed to develop muscle. So these are good for anyone, and they are very easy to absorb. They have a very fast and complete absorption rate versus protein. When we eat protein in the form of chicken or beef or beans and rice, then the body has to break it down, and it has to break it down to its amino acids, and that requires a lot from our kidneys and our liver. These break it down much, it's already bioavailable to our system. So they're very easy to get the protein that we need using them. So let's see, the fourth product I wanted to talk about was this apothecary. So this is your nighttime, this is your nightcap, and this is all in your tracker. This cleans the liver. It is organic tart cherry juice, concentrated. It is designed to cleanse the liver, to support the kidneys, to maintain a healthy inflammatory response, and it also has its own naturally occurring melatonin, so it's helpful for sleep. You can drink it throughout the day, but it's great to add about an hour before bed. And then the last product I wanted to touch base on is this parasite cleanse. So this is also a gentle way to remove mold, yeast overgrowth, as well as parasites. This is added 10 days into the cleanse because we're giving your body a chance to get ready to release anything. And so that parasite cleanse is done 10 days on, 20 days off, 10 days on. And some people just keep going with it because they have a bit more mold, a bit more yeast, a bit more parasites to get rid of. So it's one way to just continue to detoxify your colon and help your body release what is no longer needed. So one thing that I just wanted to mention is this product, Biomedic, is the only product on the market that has been certified by the Detox Project in the UK to remove glyphosate from our system. And glyphosate has been directly linked to cancers, infertility, autoimmune diseases, gluten intolerance. So that product is helping heal your gut in a way that lifts the glyphosate out of your system and repair the cilia for your digestion. So I would love to pause and invite someone else to share. If if you would like, I recommend if you have a story to share about what this has done for your life, um, please keep it to 2 minutes or less. And remember that we aren't doctors, so we're not in the business of healing or reversing anything, but we are supporting the body in doing exactly what it's designed to do. So anyone interested in sharing, we'll just take 2 or 3 shares and then I'll share my 5 tips to keep you on track. Is that Mom? Midge, would you like to share? Was that a clap like
No, it was, I'll share.
encore?
Yeah. And it's okay. I'm Dana Lynn's mom. Um, about 20 years ago, I woke up and went through a whole process, and what the final diagnosis or the final understanding was I was toxic on lead, off the charts. So that started me on this journey of looking for something to change my life. And I went through that. And then about 3 years ago, I was looking for a different way of looking at my nutrition and redoing what I had been doing for those other 17 years. At that same time, I was thinking about retiring. I retired 7 years ago, and these last 3 years in using Purium have been amazing. When I retired 7 years ago, I was totally emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually a wreck. I mean, a wreck. My sacrocranial massage therapist told me that it was going to take me at least 3 years to get myself back on track. When she said that, I thought, that's not going to happen. Oh, yes, it did. And I have just, with the help of Purium after that, because I started Purium after that, with the help of Purium, I have totally put my life back on track. And it has changed me mentally to become stronger, to handle issues that I needed to handle before in my life. I have stopped sugar cravings. Doesn't mean that there are times emotionally when I'll go back to that, but I get them in control right away. I might buy a bag of M&Ms, but lots of times I don't even eat them. And Dana Lynn will tell you, I left them in Massachusetts. I didn't even take them with me when I left a
Annika
month
and
ago.
Annika and I threw them out.
Nice job. I couldn't do that. So nice job. Physically, I am amazed. Just to give you an example, I don't want to go over my time, but yesterday, no, what's today? Tuesday. Sunday, my husband and I cleaned the rugs in the house and cleaned the house up. And then last night I was asked to substitute to bowl 3 games. And I thought to myself last night, oh, I'm going to hurt. I'm going to hurt tomorrow. I got up, I went up and down the stairs. I live in a split level house. I am always, always totally amazed at physically how well I am. Spiritually, my whole journey, that's another thing, but it's been amazing, just my journey and my resiliency in being able to handle life in today's world that I couldn't in the past. So thanks you. Thank you. Thank you. Purium, and thank you, community, and everyone on the call.
Beautiful. Uh, thanks, Laura. We'll see you tomorrow. Anybody else wish to share what's happening for them? And then I'll go into how to stay on track and some tips for how to be successful with this.
I could share real quick. I did my first transformation last fall. I was taking care of my mom who was dying, basically, and I was living in a senior living facility with her and eating all the food, which was actually pretty good. So I was feeling really sluggish and not in my routine. So I decided to do a cleanse. And like Dana Lynn, I'd done lots of different cleanses and decided to give it a try. And I was surprised at how, like she was saying, very easy it was. It really tasted good. And I was pretty sure I wanted to go all in. So I did the whole flex food. I was very strict about sticking to the diet that was recommended to alkalize my body. And I was shocked that I lost 10 pounds right away. And even after that, over this time, I'm probably down a good 20 pounds. So, being lighter, even though weight loss wasn't my primary goal, it definitely has helped me with energy and less joint pain and more like vibrancy in my life. And I think just the products really do give me a lot of energy. I've been going through a pretty traumatic couple of years with my mom dying and then going through a divorce. And I just moved literally yesterday. And it's these products are what give me the energy and the go-to to keep going. It's pretty amazing. My immune system has been rock solid. I haven't been sick this all this time. People around me are getting COVID all the time, and I don't get sick. My digestion's still pretty very good, and I'm sure there's some other. Generally, I sleep well. I didn't sleep well last night in my new home, but overall, I do sleep well, and I do love that tart cherry at night. So yeah, thanks. And I was so happy with the products and I was sharing it with all my friends that I did start the business opportunity as well. And that's been amazing too. The training that's involved, the community support, it's really fun. And I hope some of you will join us, not only with the cleanse, but consider joining our team.
Thank you, Rajni. All right, I want to share 5 tips that I came up with, and I bet those of you on the call might even have a few more. But here are my 5 tips for how to be successful on this program and to really stay on track. I think I'm going to define successful first, or ask you to define successful first. So whatever success means to you, pick that thing. Whether for some of us it's I want to have better digestion. For some of it's I'd like to have my joints feel better. For some of us it's like I'd like to drop, 15, 30. Some people in my community have dropped 40 pounds. So it's really different. So define what success means for you. And that's not tip number one, but that's just my preface. So tip number one is to remember a vibration of love. So you didn't get where you are overnight. So be patient. It's not, we're not going to transform overnight. Part of what makes this so foundational, not a diet, is that you're developing a deeper relationship with your body. And your body is amazing. So this is about tuning into your body and learning how to nourish yourself deeper, more deeply, taking the time for yourself, self-care to the next level. So this vibration of love is you observing yourself and not criticizing yourself, not judging yourself, just really beginning to love yourself at a deeper level. So this is not a quick fix. This is not a pill. This isn't a pharmaceutical weight loss drug. This is really about you transforming your life and doing and acting and living and being in a way that feels more in aligned with who you really are. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is, as I said, this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle, a long-term change opportunity to rebalance and create a new alkalinized terrain in your body. So the tip is to watch your patterns. Just watch how you use food. Watch your relationship with food. Watch when you reach for certain things. Watch how you feel when you choose certain things and let the judgment go. But really start to tune into this relationship between your mind and your body and what you think and what you choose. So tip number three is to follow the tracker. Really use it. Check off the boxes. Use the before and after pictures. Really jump into it in a way that the more you put into it, the more you'll get out. So really begin to use the tools that are sent with it. And so number four, so Tara, I think a tracker comes with your 90-day process. So it's I couldn't find mine because I wanted to show you, but it's really a 3-page opportunity to stay on track. And it asks some questions beforehand and then some questions after. And then tip number 4 is to lean into the angel who invited you to do this. Like really lean into your sponsor, because that's another thing that makes this so different, that it's not a diet, is that if you let yourself transform, part of being able to do that is to lean into someone, lean into a friend, and so if things come up, then ask the questions, let them know what's happening. Not to put Suzanne on the spot here, but I think there was a good example in early on, where we had an opportunity to really hear what was happening and help guide and change a few things and adjust a few things and help you feel more relaxed in the process. So transformation is, I think, better done with a guide. So lean into your sponsor. And then tip number 5 is to begin to reduce, let the products do their magic, but really it's your body that's doing the magic when you give it the tools it needs. And so one of the tools that it needs is less processed food. So I would say of all the things to consider is to let go of and reduce as much processed foods as possible. Seed oils, start to really read the labels and let go of things you can't pronounce. Reach for whole foods, ideally plant-based for this 90 days, because plant-based is going to help your body alkalinize faster. And so one of the questions that we get is, can we drink alcohol and can we drink caffeine? And you can do whatever you want. We're not going to micromanage you. This is your process. But one goal is to stay more hydrated and to become more hydrated. And that's going to help the alkalinization process. And so if you choose those acidic habits, then you won't get as fast a result because your body is still needing to alkalinize through them. So if you reduce some of these acid-producing foods, such as dairy, meat, processed foods, processed oils, soy, corn, I don't like to speak about them, like eliminate them. I really don't think what I would rather do is say, add these products in, make an intention to let go of them. And it doesn't have as much energy behind it. So each of you can, again, assess that success in your own way. So a couple of other frequently asked questions. So how much is it, and how long to do it, and how much? And so I really recommend the 90 days because, for the same reason that I mentioned at the beginning, that this didn't start overnight. And so it does take us a little bit to turn this ship around. And so this process takes some time. So 90 days is pretty magical in terms of the body's ability to begin to reverse some of the conditions, some of the symptoms that you're feeling. And in terms of cost, it's approximately $12 a day, depending on what you choose. So I'm going to pause and see if there are any questions out there. Anything anyone else would like to add?
I just added that tracker onto the chat in case somebody wants to look at that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Rajni. So that's the electronic version, and there's a printed version that comes with your program.
I guess I would underline, I worked in the field of mental health and chemical dependency for 40 years, and I would underline how important the 90 days is in changing our lives and learning to make a commitment to ourselves. And that's why the Purium has set this up as a 90-day process. I watched that for a lot of years and how important that was for recovery and changing the way we look at our lives and our commitment to ourselves.
Beautiful. I also want to underscore how much time this saves me. And really, if I didn't have a family to care for, how much money it would save me too. Because I am not real interested in cooking elaborate meals. I'm fine to do it sometimes, but on a day-to-day basis, it just becomes a bit overwhelming for me. I'd rather do things like this. I'd rather work, frankly, because I love my work. And so this is super convenient. It's pretty easy to throw some food and into a container, shake it up and add water. So any other questions? This is a great time to ask. If there aren't any questions, I want to share a little bit more about this container on Tuesday nights. So we're together every Tuesday night here. I'm going to be here to answer your questions, to offer some interesting perspectives on a few different topics. So tonight was the 5 tips, but I believe next week we're going to be talking about weight loss. And it might be a very unique way of looking at weight loss and each topic. So my approach is, I would say, a little less than mainstream, little different than mainstream. But if you have specific questions, you always know how to reach me and your sponsor, and please reach out if anything comes up. Especially if you're having some symptoms that you're not sure, could this be related to what you're doing? just let us know what's happening. And if there aren't any other questions, then I'll turn off the recording and say good night. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.